Good evening, folks. We are back with more Dark Tide. Why is that window so small? It should not be small. Anyway, we are back. There is only three of us, three players at the moment. Hopefully we're going to get two more eventually. But for the moment, there's only three of us. I need to fix why this has gone small. But while I do that, who are you? What are you playing? And to celebrate, let me just check the name of it. I think it's Music Score. Yep, National Film Score Day. What is in your opinion, is the film with the best music score? Starting with Amy.
Oh, put me on the spot. Hello, hi, I'm Amy. I play Ruth Yosef, our Dalish healer elf, who's a very grumpy boy. You got him. You need to come back to me because there's so many.
Okay, all right. Eden.
Hello, I'm Eden. I'm playing Wraith, a Teventa mortician, I suppose he's kind of morphed into at this point, who's got a chattering horse skull that's on the cart, it's dragged along for no particular reason at this point, aside from it being a novelty. And my favourite film score, that's a hell of a question right there. Fifth Element comes to mind straight away as one that's like really unusual and has got some bizarre oddities in it. I do love Paprika though. There's an anime film called Paprika that has a soundtrack by a guy called Susumu Hirasawa, and that is just beautiful.
All right, Mr. Tom.
Hello.
Hello, Tom. How are you? What is favorite film score?
Film soundtracks.
Very echoey. Okay, hang on.
I'm not. The thing I have the problem with me is that I'm not very discerning when it comes to music in general. So it's hard for me to pick a particular one that I think is really good. I don't know. Most of John Williams' stuff. Did he retire? Was it last year? This year?
Can't
Year before?
remember actually.
Recently, he retired. But it's a good old reliable John Williams. And my character, I forgot about that. Jose Guardo, he's a git, and he steals lots of stuff. Basically.
He's a dirty thief.
Dirty thief.
Dirty thief.
He's not that dirty.
You got a bath now. It can't be that dirty.
Washing isn't his. Cleanliness isn't next to godliness for him, but still.
All right. Are we returning to Amy?
It's not like.
I have a few because it's very difficult to decide. So, Indiana Jones. All three movies. We don't count the fourth one. Sorry, don't count the fourth one.
What fourth one?
There is no fourth.
You mean the young Indiana Jones film?
No. Young Indiana Jones was acceptable.
Well, okay.
But, no. And Great Escape, because I think the Great Escape theme is probably one of the most fun tunes.
Does Great Escape have any more than just one song in it, though?
No, there's a few. They're mostly orchestral pieces.
AJ's apparently telling us how great the Great Escape is. It's Shiraz!
Shiraz!
Hello!
And third, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a really good
That's a good one.
Also, it's not really a soundtrack, but War of the Worlds.
Yes.
So those are my top three.
Do you mean the film or do you mean the original Jeff Wayne?
The original Jeff.
Yep.
The original one, yeah. The radio series, the radio broadcast. So good.
All right. Well, Shiraz has now joined us. Shiraz, who are you? Who's your character? And to celebrate National Film Score Day, what's your favourite film score?
Oh, okay. My character is Vincenzo Cabage, famous bard, author, and maker of random plays involving dead horses. I think currently my favorite score is actually I'll say the movie thing, but then before that, I think I'll lead in with the fact that I listened to a metal cover of the Elden Ring theme. It was pretty fucking good. So, and I do like the Interstellar soundtrack because I remember watching it in the IMAX,
Yes.
and it was just huge, and especially when they do the docking scene where they're like trying to match velocities and everything slows down. I don't know who did it. Was it Zimmer?
Zimmerman, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hans Zimmer.
yeah,
Hans Zimmer.
yeah. And Zimmer's like always been like the man cannot miss. It's like it's weird. Yeah, but I love the Interstellar theme.
Right, cool. So, we will probably have a roll in at some point. They are running a bit late, but they are on their way home. So they'll join us halfway through. So if someone can please remember it's National Film Score Day, because I'll probably forget which day it is. But what happened last week?
I have my notes.
We acquired it.
We acquired a tub, and we also acquired a minion.
I stole one artwork, one crystal goblet, one fine writing set, and 20 kilos of gold shavings.
Yeah.
That's how I track my progress. What I've stolen.
Yes, we also acquired Manny the Daily Shelf.
Oh yes, Manny the Daily Shelf, yes.
Manny the Daily Shelf, who is currently learning how to ride the. Who is currently learning how to take care of the cart, and his previous boss
Stan.
didn't survive. Yeah,
Stan,
Howling
yeah.
like a
Stan.
husky.
Yeah, didn't survive. The
Did
process.
he die, or did we just leave him under the pile of corpses?
You buried him under a pile of corpses as he lay
Yeah,
there
we did.
howling like a husky in distress.
Yeah. And we once again we have left another settlement void of leadership.
Yeah, because we basically just told the guard that the guy was dead, and there was a pile of gold, melted gold in the garden, and all the blank deeds that he had
Yeah.
signed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very grisly scene because all the servants had been killed and like piled up in a corner, and then
Yeah.
the Lord
Memory
had been.
serves, it sounded like the townsfolk were starting to fight over the lost riches as we were
Yeah.
leaving
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. But that's yesterday's problem. Also, we another horse was decimated. So
Alas.
the horse count is now at 2.
Yes, after I tried to stop the horses. Well, it was a horse getting away with a cart, and the cart kind of smashed through the horse. It was a whole thing.
On the flip side, it was very effective.
Silver linings.
Yep.
I think I jammed a deer down a dumbwaiter.
You spawned a deer
Yes.
in the dumbwaiter, then remembered you could just unsummon the deer. I think is the.
Yeah. I mean, is the deer now
I was
angry?
very annoyed with you.
Yes, I was gonna imagine. Like,
I don't think it's as
The
annoyed as
noble
Bruno,
deer.
but what could be? All right. Well, we shall carry on from there. So I think we said last week that you would basically have your drinks and then leave the town as they all start
Yep.
fighting over the liquid gold that you had left behind.
Yeah.
So you
Well, is it still liquid?
it would
It's
have
probably
solidified,
by the time
but
they got up there,
I
by the
think
time they
we-
got up
It was,
there, it'd be
it
solid.
was pretty solid when we had it. I had it. When we were there, sorry.
well, you leave that village as you hear the sky begin to rumble, and as you progress maybe a couple of miles on your horse, you're going through a sort of very densely forest area. The heavens begin to open, and the heaviest downpour of rain you've ever experienced starts pouring down on top of you.
We flipped it up.
Flip the top, okay.
Flip tub.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd like to note the fact that Wraith and Ruth had kind of been riding in the cart, staring daggers at each other, sat in the tub together.
Yes.
It's unclear who owns the tub at the moment. It seems very
It was
much
my
like-
idea. It was Ruth's idea to take the tub. So
It's very much that competition where you have to keep your hand on the car for as
yes,
long as possible.
yes.
So we'll have flipped the tub then, but we'll be sat back on top of it, I suppose.
Well, we'll be sat
back under it.
underneath it, either end,
Yeah.
holding on to like the side of the.
So
Wraith has pulled up a black hood, like that matches the rest of his robes, and is kind of like just letting the rain pour down over him, just glowering.
So has Ruth.
right.
Yes,
Well,
always.
As the rain keeps getting progressively worse, since they aren't here, they will be used as the plot device. Tristan tries to make the encourage the horse to go faster, but the horse does not want to move. And after a large bolt of lightning strikes a tree in front of you, which collapses in front of the road, they suggest that you should possibly look for somewhere else to stay till the storm eases up. What do you want to do?
Probably a wise
So we're in the
idea,
middle of a
to be honest.
forest, massive downpour.
Yep.
I mean, surely the rain would be like if we go into the wooded part of the forest, it won't be as bad as staying out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Wraith kind of looks around the group. Does anybody have any abilities to make a bivouac or something of the sort?
We could give it a shot.
What? We're in a woods, not a city. There's no ropes or bits of crap we can nick.
Are you not a man of the land? Do you not have skills in such things?
He's a
I'm
city
just
elf.
gonna raise an eyebrow.
I shall take that as a no.
Would etiquette count in like setting up camp? Sorry.
Would etiquette
I be
count?
would I be taught the proper way of like setting up a?
What is the appropriate distance for tents to be far enough apart so you can't hear each other? Maybe.
Yeah. Mm.
Maybe.
I think we'd go like try to like veer the cart off into the forest, but like
Okay.
also kind of try and find a dense thicket that's
All right.
not on the road, but like not we can see the road from there.
Okay. So you
But then
sort of steer the horse into the forest itself. You find a very rough dirt track after a couple of minutes of searching, and you begin to follow
Nice.
that up the hill. And as you do find a bit where the trees are close enough together to shelter most of the rain, you see the site of what looks like an abandoned old house.
oh, that's right.
I'm gonna have a look, go mosey over and have a look.
Okay.
See if there's anything good inside.
As you get closer, it does look like one sort of bigger building, one small, what looks like a very small stables, and what looks like a covered well at the back.
Well first.
Okay. You look down the well. It has a very sort of strange irony, quite smell. And at this point, I'll just have Tristan take the horse to the stables. Rowan!
Yay.
Owen,
Oh,
lagging.
Look who's here.
Oh, good lord.
Look what the cat tracked in.
The cat is awake! The cat is awake!
I'm
Hello.
having a 3 hours of sleep, pure spite, 4 cups of coffee, and I've been working since 7 a.m. straight. Woo, I hear them.
I can feel the ping of a healthcare worker.
Moving house tomorrow.
Huzzah!
Yeah. But new house though.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, Ned. I have to pay 12 months of rent up front.
Ooh.
Wow.
Worst
That's
place
harsh.
going down here at the moment because everything is fucked.
Hmm.
sympathies.
Oof.
Little bit dead.
That's fine, honey.
Oh,
Just
honey.
take your time. Do you want to introduce your character? And we're doing National Film Score Day. So, what's your favourite film score or film with musical score?
Right, I need to think now. Hi, I'm playing Juniper. My name is Rowan. Juniper is actually my cat. The character is also called Juniper. It's also a cat. I'm so tired. Film score. I really like the new Dune film score, actually. I'm really into that film at the moment, and I'm listening to the audiobook, so I'm kind of mildly hooked on it right now. Space drugs.
It took a couple of seconds for me to realise you said Dune and not Doom, and I was like,
Yeah,
Doom?
same. I thought you said
The
Doom,
Rock
and I was
movie? Yes, the soundtrack
I don't know
was.
how to pronounce this word. My brain goes Dune. I don't know if that's correct.
Dune,
No,
yeah.
it's correct. It's just my brain
Yeah.
heard
Is it
Doom, and I
Dune?
was like,
Dune?
Doom.
June?
Yes, Dune.
My accent
No, we know
doesn't
what you
blend
mean.
with that
Let's
word
go.
well.
We got there in the end.
When you said space drugs, I was like, oh no, it's not the movie I thought it was.
The fun space drugs, Spacing Guild,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Game of Thrones in the far future.
Yes.
Yeah. In my other group that plays sci-fi stuff, we just call them spugs instead of space drugs.
Spugs.
I like Spugs.
Spug.
Spugs is good.
Do Spugs, kids.
Yeah.
Don't do spugs. Well, unless your doctor prescribes.
Would you do drugs? Come here if you would do drugs. Oh, hi. Oh, hiya. You came over.
Right.
Hi.
So now Rowan's
She
back.
heard- she
What are
heard
you?
Spugs.
What are you doing? You arrived at the side
So
of this
does-
house.
Yeah, does the house look like more or less intact? Like it has a roof?
It does look.
leaky, but like
It does look mostly intact. It looks like the. It looks. It's definitely looks abandoned.
okay.
But the. It's got a front door. It does have two windows in the front. Both of the sort of shutters are sort of hanging either off or like hanging by like one left, so they're kind of at an angle. But yeah, it's got two windows. It's got a front door, but it has a feeling. You know when you get a feeling that no one's there, with a very remote abandoned house. It's like that.
I'm just gonna open the door and walk in.
Okay. You open the door, you walk in, there's a very strong smell of dust. You look around, there's a
I'm going
door.
to sneeze.
There's a door to your, like, the wall facing you, the back left, and there's a door sort of in the middle. To your right, there is a large fireplace with several mounted animal heads above it. And there is a massive bookcase lying face down on the floor to your right as well. To your immediate right.
What
straight ahead, sorry?
Bookshelf.
Straight ahead is the door. There's a door straight ahead of you. There's a door slightly to the left of you, and to the actual left of you as well. There's just some very old, dusty furniture, like a table and some chairs and stuff.
Is there a
So-
fireplace in the room?
Yes, there's a fireplace to the right.
Okay. So, Wraith coming in after Vincenzo. Is there anything in the fireplace to set fire to actually before?
It
do
looks
anything.
like there's just ashes and lumps there. You can look at them if you want.
Okay. No, it doesn't. If it doesn't look like it could be set on fire, Wraith, noting the fireplace, says, "We should get something going in that thing. Get this place warmed up."
I break a chair.
Okay. You grab a chair, you smash it on the ground, you now have a pile of firewood.
Oh, once
Bingo.
that's in the fireplace, then Wraith gives it a little fireball, gets a fire going, and starts kind of shaking off the robes and trying to dry off a little bit.
Alright, you now have
So this
a
is just
nice
this is
glowing
just
fire.
like a first floor. This is like ground floor
It's,
thing. There's no, like,
it seems to be made of mostly of wood.
yeah, but there's no like upper floor. There's no like.
No,
first
there's no
floor
upper
to
floor. It's a bungalow kind of thing, so single floor.
Ah,
That you can see anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through the door straight ahead. See what that
Alright.
is.
You open the door, there is a very dusty looking kitchen. There are several jars containing sort of amber looking liquid. There is a steps down to a small pantry, or what looks like a small pantry, and there is a corridor continuing behind you. Corridor continuing
there-
behind the room, like staying straight ahead of you.
Can I search for
Nice.
knives?
Yes.
Can I
have to
search
roll?
for
You
knives as
find several different types of knives. Most of them are very blunt butter knives, but you do find two. You find two. One is serrated and covered in a very thick brown stain, and the other one is a very clean-looking sharp blade that also has a sort of same brownish coloured stain.
I'm gonna grab that one.
Nope, they've already gone inside the jacket pocket. Sorry.
Mine.
All right. Then.
It's,
I'll wait for you to go to bed then.
I need to replace the knives I lost dismembering your former leg.
Oh yeah.
Ruth would like to check the bookcase
Okay.
and flick through.
The bookcase is lying face down. A couple of books are discarded thing. They seem to be full of scribblings. Roll. What's it again? It's not linguistics. It's
Literacy?
literacy. Yes, roll literacy. They get to the dice rolling channel.
17.
Yes, you managed to. It seems to be someone's research notes.
Ooh.
It seems to discuss, like, you see more buzzwords, things like materials, rituals, and such like. The bookcase is lying face down at the moment, so you can only get a couple of books, but there are a lot more books there.
Ruth is going to stand and skim through these to see if there's anything
I'll help.
notable.
Okay. So you look through the books that are there. You basically just find, again, lots more descriptions. Then it starts mentioning lots more symbols and, let's just say, things of more arcane nature.
Ooh.
Okay. Are there any identifying names, or like is there like a, I don't know, like how long, like if I were to CSI this place, how long has it been abandoned? Like, is it like moldy food everywhere? and
Yes,
stuff like
there's the mold in the kitchen and stuff is quite thick. The dust is very thick as well. It looks like it's been abandoned for a very long time.
that? Huh? I will also help just start setting up like kind of whatever sleeping bags or like arrangements we have, just to kind of like set it straight.
Okay.
Is there any food in the pantry?
You go down to the
Yes.
pantry. It contains more and more of these jars. As you sort of pick and examine them, you find more and more of them start containing body parts like eyes, hands, digits, toes. All similar, again, all stored in this very thick amber liquid.
Are they? Is there any like particular, like, is it all limbs or is it all sensory organs or is it all internal?
It seems to be various body parts. You find, after sort of scrabbling around for a while, you find that there are sort of. It seems like each has their own shelf. So you get shelves of hands, shelves of feet, shelves of organs, shelves of eyes, ears, toes, tongues, all that kind of stuff.
All right. I'm gonna grab one of them with a tongue. No. Yeah, with a tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take
You're
it
not
back
gonna-
upstairs.
You're not gonna eat it, are you?
I'm not.
Because we have food. We did raid the pantry.
I was
Mhm.
going to say Juniper has probably cracked open a thing and is currently licking it up.
No, mouth open, just like trying to get it out. It's like
We just did that thing where you like.
Is there
It's
any
just like-
reference to the body parts in the research at all?
The
It's reading
scribblings
through
do
it.
mention just basically it mentions things like acquiring materials and stuff, and it mentions something about travelers, but again, it's written in such a thick script that you can't really understand it. It does seem to be the sort of rantings of a lunatic.
Okay, so it's
Is Juniper still in the kitchen?
okay.
Probably.
Okay.
There are many smells to explore.
I'm gonna set the jar down on the kitchen counter and open it.
Mm-hmm.
What does it smell like?
It smells very strongly of formaldehyde.
Wraith sat by the fireplace, quaffing a little bit of that booze that he'd kind of tucked into his robes last time.
Mm-hmm.
Sniffs the air. Smells something familiar.
Bloodhound.
He kind of gets up. It's
Reminds me of
quite
my
fresh,
college
he's running
days.
through the air, but it's definitely like he's drawn to it. Like,
Yes.
what's that?
Because of your experience,
like
you
my-
do very much recognise this as Tevinter formaldehyde.
Ooh.
Very familiar then.
a
So-
nostalgic feeling.
Wraith wanders into the kitchen. What have you got there?
I'm gonna
I'm going to hold up the
append the
mug
jar
and
onto
go,
the
juice,
table
juice!
and say it's a tongue.
Flicking between Juniper and the juice and the pan, then Wraith is kind of like, the tongue. That's a very familiar smell to me there. And he picks up the pot.
Oh, know a lot about tongues, do you?
Well, not so much the tongue, but the fluid that it's in. It's Tevinter. Why is my brain going blank?
Preserving.
Preservative.
It's Tevinter preservative. Yes.
Sounds like a great vodka.
I wouldn't drink this if I were you.
And as I'm trying to take the jar away from Jennifer, like, so, yeah, I know what you mean.
Just raising it up high, she's like trying to get her thing back.
Ruth's gonna like take like just like fold like slap the book, slam the bookshelf, be like, these are the rantings of a lunatic. I wouldn't touch anything in that room. I don't know that exactly this idiot has been doing.
Can you
Yell back. Too late.
can you roll me awareness, please, Amy?
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yes. 20. Not natural. Unnatural.
Where did you roll? I didn't see it. Was it in the other channel?
Did I put it in the wrong channel?
Yes, you did. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
it's
So
in dark
as
side.
you
Oops.
as you slam the book shut, you move your foot and you hear the distinct sound of something metallic move.
What was that? He's gonna look down.
Okay. You look down and move a couple blocks of the way. You see one of the thickest chains you've ever seen, and it seems to be holding a basement cellar shut.
Oh dear. Well,
Now, Tom is thinking golems. Now, how many golems or golems perhaps are a thing? Is that a thing that happens?
golems are
Flesh golems
oh,
specifically.
flesh golems. That would be a magic base, more like magey.
But it is plausible.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Just, you know. Well, of
Great.
course, I don't really care about that.
We're busy in the kitchen. But seeing more of these jars around the kitchen, it's like, what was down in the pantry? There are more of these jars with the body parts.
Lots of tongues, hands, feet, art, I think. Squidgy, anyway.
Looking around, is there anything else to Venter, like recognisably to Venter in the place?
When you look around, you see most of the animal heads you see remind you very much of the kind of local wildlife from Teventer rather than the local wildlife from near here.
Okay.
Cool.
Ruth's
Seems
gonna
like-
wander into the kitchen.
Seems like somebody from around my parts has been in the area.
Ah, that would explain the chain door basement that I've just discovered.
Basement?
Yes. I just found the door
Colleague.
underneath.
A colleague of yours, maybe.
Potentially. I did go to college with quite a few individuals. Although I didn't know any of them to come out here aside from myself.
Given the body parts lying around that I can now see, maybe that's why. They came here so they didn't have to be disturbed from murdering poor people, butchering their bodies.
Well,
It's
there's certainly some
way-
questionable
I'm gonna-
experimentation going on.
It's a
I'm
way
gonna do a heavy theatrical sign and say, murdering, it's no good, I tell you.
I'm just gonna look at the dirty thief and be like, aha.
And once you've done that, I'm gonna say, how else are you going to rob them if they're dead? Can't rob the hand that feeds you if it's a dead hand.
Juniper is nodding vehemently along.
I'm just confused at the turn of phrase, and there's a point where I just shake my head and go like, well, anyways, this is definitely creepy.
At this point, Manny is standing at the door and goes, if they're dead, do they still own it?
Maybe.
No.
What did you find, Manny?
Well, he said that you can't rob them if they're dead, but if they're dead, do they still own it? Because if they don't own it because they're dead, then it's free? He just looks at you with a strange glint in his eye, like he's not sure if he's been lied to or not.
Well, actually, Manny does make a point.
He does make a point. Unless
Is he holding anything?
He's just standing there, just staring at you, just like...
Does he have anything on his person currently?
He has his
can
basic
steal.
robes. That's really about it. Or his, I think he's got.
Manny-
I think he had a
Manny
waistcoat
has his-
and trousers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, we haven't given Manny anything apart from nothing to protect himself with either.
no,
He's,
he's our lackey.
he is a lucky, just the man.
Okay.
Um,
Try and steal his shoes then.
while he's just standing there, he just like
just walk up to him and starts undoing his shoes, and man's just looking down, confused, just like, okay.
Juniper! Leave his feet. He's currently using those right now.
You mentioned something about a chained up basement. It's something.
Yes. Follow me. It's over underneath his book. I'm assuming it's partially underneath the bookcase.
The bookcase looks like it's been pulled down on top of the hatch. Yes.
That's why I came to find you. I need a little bit of help. I'm not doing it
Wait,
by myself.
I'm gonna get out. My lock picking tools.
Okay.
Alright, let's try and get together and push this out. I don't know why we're opening this.
Well,
It's a thrill of adventure.
For science. Alright.
I mean, for science,
loot.
yes. It's as good idea as any.
I'm pushing the bookcase off the chains and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna help.
All right.
We
So
also get Manny to help because Manny's just there.
you push the bookcase off. Eventually, after a couple of minutes, you push the last of the bookcase away. The cellar door seems to be secured with a very thick chain, and it looks like it's tied very tightly together with a belt.
So it's not locked, it's just like...
No, it's not locked. It's
up.
just wrapped through the hoops several times and then secured tightly with a belt.
I'm gonna say weakest link of the chain, I guess, and undo the belt. And then,
Okay.
actually, I'm already wearing a belt. I'm gonna have a second belt. Why not?
All right.
I've got very loose trousers, maybe. I don't know.
Always good to have belts.
Mm-hmm.
You can always fashion it into a bandolier.
The amount of belts is proportionate to how cool a character is.
Lulu from Final Fantasy X then is just peak level.
Yeah. As
Aspire to be
anime rules,
something.
More belts and buckles equal cool character.
Inventory, spare belt.
So once the belt is off, are the chains now slack? Can they be like...
Yep. You can pull them. You can pull it through if you want.
Alright, but I'm gonna pull them through without like kind of, making a massive rattling noise. Just slowly kind of remove them quietly.
You move them quietly.
Just try-
You have 2 meters of very thick, very heavy chain.
I'm sure this will come in handy.
We could have it in the cart and
Yeah.
be useful for something. I
Is there
may
any,
just be a step back once we try and open this door, just to.
We could use some
Is there any-
light.
Is there anything made out of cloth in this room, by the way?
Cloth. There's
Some old
There's
curtains
a
or anything?
very thin rug at the other side of the room, near the door you came in.
Nah, not worth it. Okay, never mind. Scratch that.
Were you thinking of like using it to like throw it down there, like capture someone if there's someone down there?
No, I was thinking of I need some pads for muffling stuff when I get up to
Oh.
sneaky things.
Okay. Alright.
I was
so
thinking about this.
Suffocating
Oh, I was just thinking about
So
thinking about more thievery.
Juniper,
so who's
could-
opening this?
Juniper could go down and do the void kitty thing where she's like invisible, like just. And
Unless, of course, it doesn't, need its need eyes to eat you. But
If not, I can jump up.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to go down, you can go down.
Oh, if
I'm
depends
going down
how
first.
stairs will allow.
Ruth's going to be 2 steps back.
All right,
Yeah,
Manny.
Wraith is equally. Mages to the rear, standing
All right,
back.
Manny. Open it up.
All right.
I'm going to channel a lightning bolt. Keep that ready.
Manny grabs the handle of the cellar and opens it. A lot of like dust just flies up from it. It's a very strong smell of ash, and the underside of the cellar door looks to be quite charred.
Oh, so there was a possible
Something
fire.
exploded.
Fire.
Can I see what's inside?
You stare down into the gloom. The stairs all themselves as well look relatively charred.
This is where the chain will come handy, and then I try and secure the chain to the very heavy bookcase.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll work, but yeah.
What are you
You
using
could
to
just
secure
like
it?
lift up one corner of the bookcase and then just drop it onto the chain.
Yeah. But basically, like, kind of also get Manny or someone to, like, hold it while it's a way to get down that's not a rope.
Okay. So you have
And,
this chain hanging into the cellar?
Yep. We need some light, though.
Wraith casts light on the chain.
Okay. So the chain is now glowing very brightly.
Does it illuminate anything in the...
Actually, hang on 1 second. I need to just do a
Oh, hello,
quick
Nickies.
response roll to that. Manny, unused to things glowing that aren't hot, goes, "Ah!" and the chain plummets straight into the hole.
Manny!
It went hot. It was glowing. It was hot.
Okay.
It wasn't hot, it was just light, dear boy. Don't be so foolish in future.
So you now look into the cellar. There's a sort of glowing chain and a big neat pile on the floor.
Is there, like, ash on the floor?
Yes, a very sort of thick layer of ash that again shoots up as something lands on the ground.
Alright.
Lots of kids.
Well, I look at our two sneaky friends and I'm like, well, now or never.
Real Juniper, should we go down?
We'll try and get some rope down there. We do have rope, right?
Yeah, we've got rope.
I assume you do.
Cool.
I had rope before I died.
I think we
Can't
had it
remember
on
if
the
I gave
car.
it to you or if it was still my belt.
Can I
said
roll
she's
to
trying
see
to
if
check.
I have at some point stolen rope?
I imagine
You
you
have
probably
enough
have. I mean, I
don't
imagine
think
you
we-
pretty much have the coat of many pockets at this stage.
I guess we'll just like kind of try and
I don't care.
throw the chain up when you get down there or something. We'll hold on to it.
All right. Who's going down?
I'm gonna tug on Kabaj's hand.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. After you, and then I'll just like kind of. Are you just gonna like let my hand go as I jump down, and then be like, go ahead.
Oh no! I'm holding the hand as I jump.
Okay, I get tugged into the.
Yep. So
I'm saying something in mid sentence, and I go, what?
yep.
We just like look and just go, oh.
And everyone sort of goes, oh, as Vincenzo goes straight into the hole, landing without the grace of the cat next to him.
Yeah.
Again, more ash flies into the air. It's very dark and very dusty, even with the light from the chain.
Can I see anything with my night vision?
Since you're a cat and you probably can see a lot better in the dark, you see there's a pile of bones in the middle of the floor, and there seems to be some sort of stone thing off to the side. But you look up and the ceiling looks very charred.
How deep are they? If one of them were to grab the chain and kind of hold it up, would somebody be able to grab it?
You're about 2 meters, 2.5 meters down, so you're not that far down. So you could possibly do that, yes.
I will
We
basically
could just get.
swing
You
the
could just
chain.
throw the chain up and we can catch it. And
I'm
we'll...
gonna
give it
swing
back
the
to
chain and
Manny.
then, like, chuck it up.
All right. Do me a strength roll.
Now,
Strength roll. Not my strongest suit, but I'll give it a shot. Sorry,
the
what is my
mages were
strength?
squishy.
Oh wow. I curse not taking any kind of sports at school, but I do roll a dirty 20, so yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So you throw the chain up. I'm sure someone will grab it from above. And okay, so the chain is now hanging down into the cellar. The ash is beginning to settle on the ground now, so you can see a bit more. As I said, most of the area seems quite barren. It's very, very charred all down here. Like the floor itself seems to be stone, and it looks incredibly charred. Like someone has had a massive fire down here.
Is the so like this is so the roof of this is basically the floor of the house, right?
Yeah.
So does all the wood, like now that the chain is up there and light is being cast all around, does the wood look like it's been burnt away? Like has it suffered a significant amount of damage, or is it just like
From standing in the room upstairs and looking at the floor, you notice small little bits have actual char marks, but you wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't know how bad it was below.
and the bones look super charred, like they're like blackened bones?
Yes, the bones. There's like there's a couple of small piles of bones, but they all look relatively blackened. Yes.
How many piles? If you like on view.
Let's say there's sort of 3 piles sort of scattered around. It looks like there's like it's yeah. Let's say
Like
just the 3 piles of bones.
3 rib cages, like 3 separate people, sort of deal.
Yeah, 3 separate people kind of bones. Yeah.
I tell everyone that. And it's like there's a bunch of blackened bones down here. Something caught fire, or at least 3 people that were like,
gonna shout up, "Dead man, come look at dead people!"
yeah. And there's something stone over here, but like,
And I nudge
yeah, come
Wraith,
on out.
I'm gonna nudge Wraith in the ribs and say, "That's you then."
I suppose so. And he hands the chain over and says, "Well, I suppose you'll have to find something to tie that around, or something. But, or can you take my weight? Do you think?"
Manny, don't let go of the chain. It's not hot.
Can I pull the chain and pull Wraith down?
Oh no.
Okay.
Wraith doesn't weigh a lot. I think he's mostly skeleton. So
Let's see. Does
I
Manny
also
cope with your weight?
He is a corpse.
Manny cope's fine with your weight. You climb down into the cellar with no problem.
If he had fallen down, Ruth was literally going to fall over laughing.
I just had this image of like you Mary Poppins-ing it down, like you have a big
billowing out.
it's billowing out.
Jumps and puts his robe out, and he just
Floats.
yep.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Well, what do we have here then?
Bone saw, you know.
Do you want to take a look at those bones and see how long it's been, how much degradation has set in?
Okay.
Sure.
Wraith crouches down, starts analysing the bones, picking them up, giving them a good scour, see if there's anything beyond the burn marks. Is there any signs of mutilation? Is the cause of death the burning? Is there anything I can discern on that level? Are they human?
Give
animal?
me a int roll, and I'll tell you.
Yep. 16.
They don't all look human. Some look elven, some look dwarven, but they are definitely been there a long time. They feel very brittle, and they've been there a while. They don't seem recent anyway.
He kind of taps one hard enough on the ground, noting how brittle it is, enough to kind of. Could he just break it from tapping it?
Yeah, you tap it, and basically a huge shard just snaps off of it.
So he does that and looks up at the group and says, "Well, this is quite the massacre. It seems that there's people from all kinds of races down here, although it's been some time since they were left this way. There's no telling exactly why it was done, but at least the person that did it isn't here anymore. Was there anything in those books that might illuminate?"
He ranted and raved about an awful lot of it didn't make any sense either, and symbols.
Knowing what I know now.
arcane and
Yeah, knowing what I know now, and since I have like some degree of alchemical knowledge, would I know like if this fire was caused by some kind of like, is it like, is it accelerant? Like, is there some kind of like something that would
Some
have caused some chemical that would have caused the fire, or was it like more of a magic thing?
Roll alchemy.
It appears this was caused by some sort of fire.
13.
You look at it. It does seem to have quite a strong magic feeling,
Okay.
and
So this wasn't like an accident that somebody like kind of did. It was like more arcane in nature. Something happened here.
perhaps it was a possession gone wrong, and
There is something stone down here.
can
and I point
everyone
toward
who's
it.
in the
Just
pit?
tried to,
Can everyone who's in the pit do me an awareness check, please?
Yes,
I could have just tried to burn the evidence.
that also. No,
16 again.
Alright, just
Just
waiting
an
for Rowan to roll.
Yeah, fighting with my keyboard.
That's fine.
21.
All right.
cat
Roll.
knows everything.
Juniper and Wraith both feel that it gets colder towards the stone thing.
I should watch yourself around that thing, giving off some strange feelings. Anybody else feeling a chill?
Big cold. Not nice.
are there any markings on it that you can see?
Wraith cranes in for a closer look at this thing.
All right. Roll intelligence.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yes, you do see there seem to be several runes carved into it.
Runes. Do I recognize them?
Let's try to think.
I've
You,
got
you possibly
more
would. Roll
in-
magic.
Okay. 18.
They are warding runes.
Ooh.
They're warding runes of some sort. Seems that they're keeping something in or out, although we're in here.
It could be keeping something in the stone. Is it just a stone? Like, is it just
It
a,
looks like a grave.
like
I suggest we might want to back away. Usually those types of things are remnants of ancient reverence. I'm not entirely the ancient warriors.
I am.
Sometimes their spirits are temperamental. They may attack you.
As this is being said, I've just basically picked Juniper up by under the shoulders and like pointed her towards like the chain and like, alright, gotta go up. before any ideas start to come up, hatch
I was
inside
gonna
that
say,
brain.
like, I was so tempted to just.
After these 2 weeks, I have like developed like dad sense. Of, like,
She is only 11 months old.
yeah.
Well, I
my God.
suppose I should probably take a look at some of this person's writings. Perhaps it's with it being somebody local to me from around Taventa, maybe it'll make more sense, and perhaps there'll be something to reveal what this ward is all about.
Yeah,
You might recognize this person's nonsense.
I don't want to stay in this cellar. I think we just stay upstairs, and I will climb back up, and I'll be, Wraith, you wanna come along?
Absolutely.
Before that, can I just have a quick, like, scope around the edges, see if we've missed anything?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna touch the stone thing, you know. Heebie-jeebies first puffed up a little bit, but,
All right.
I want to make sure we haven't missed something important.
Do me roll 2 awareness checks, and we'll see if you find anything.
Okie dokie. Come on, dice. Be good to me.
Got me now.
8 and 17.
All right. You skulk around. You find a very shiny chain, which seems to have a large sort of red medallion, gem medallion attached to the front of it. It looks maybe about 2-3 inches long, so it's about that, and it seems to be like a sort of arrowhead pointing downwards.
Is it giving me the heebie-jeebies?
The chain is very nice. The arrowhead is very strange. It almost, when you move it, when you move the chain around in your hand without touching the thing, it does seem to almost swish.
I'm gonna go
Shiny.
get the Magic Man. I'm gonna go run and get Magic Man now.
Okay. So are you taking it to Wraith then?
Oh, I'm not holding it. I am going to run and get Ruth.
Okay.
Ruth is Magic Man.
With his Magic Man,
Ruth
okay.
is Dead Man. Cabbage is Cabbage, and the other one I'm not quite sure yet.
That's fair.
Hi.
So you scamper up, you grab Ruth, and you put her down into that.
Yep. Everyone just sort of goes, "What's that?" And then she's a scream as Ruth gets pulled into the.
They see
What are you doing?
on the floor. Cat, you're
do want to
really
be-
not helping me today. Come on. I love you. I love you.
I just uncomfortable with you touching me.
Okay. So,
What do you want me to look at?
so Juniper, are you holding the thing up, or are you just pointing to it? What are you doing?
I'm kind of like holding both of Ruth's hand and going, Thing! Magic!
Okay.
Scary!
So,
Alright.
you go over and you look at this. Again, as I said, it's a very shiny silverish chain. And it has this very intrinsic looking red arrowhead.
Intricate or intrinsic?
Intricate, yes, sorry. I knew the word I meant, but my
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, we all knew the word you meant as well. Isn't language weird like that?
Language.
Can
like,
I?
can-
Can
whatever
Ruth
word you
sense
say, we
anything?
still know what you're talking about.
Can you what, sorry, Amy?
Can Ruth sense anything from it, or?
Roll me magic.
Okay. I'll make sure I'll put it in the right channel this time. Oop. That's not the plus button. Oh, that didn't work.
You missed space.
I missed the space. $20.
Unnatural 20, okay. It does seem to emit a very cold sense.
Ruth's gonna wrap part of his sleeve around his hand and try and pick it up.
Are you
that
picking
way,
it up by the chain or by the gem?
by the chain.
Okay. So you pick it up. Juniper's already picked it up and looked at it before she put it back down.
Oh, okay.
So you hold it by the chain. The gem does seem to emit a very strong sense of cold.
It's weird that everything down here is cold, but it's like been set on fire.
Perhaps it's maybe a gem to help
You are
with
so
chill damage, frost damage, maybe. Or
It
I
does
don't want to
seem.
take this. Ruth's not one to take it very close to the stone because he's scared. He's worried that both of them together might be something. So he's gonna like give it a wide berth as he walks back to climb up the chain.
Okay.
Does it get like? Does it diminish at all the further away he gets
Nope.
from the stone? No.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
have to
am-
have a look through the books because I want to see if I can find like a reference.
Okay.
I am climbing up, and this time I'm making sure that Juniper doesn't squirrel out of my hands from this fight. On you go.
There is still a room
very
you haven't looked
firm
at that
grip.
was next to. There was 2 doors. You only went through one of them, just in case you have
Yeah.
forgotten that. But yes, you climb back up the thing. Are you putting this necklace thing down? Are you keeping it in your hand? What are you doing?
We'll keep it in my hand for now.
Okay.
Yeah, when Wraith
gonna
gets
look
up
for
there,
the
we're
books.
chaining this thing back up again.
I'm gonna hold up one of Manny's shoes.
You
that I
answered the
apparently stole.
letter. Now, like me,
I think
you
that
are
while
part of this
so
place.
Ruth was getting dragged into the pit, Wraith climbed out at that moment and has been up there perusing what few books were up. You said the bookcase was like face down,
Yes.
Yeah, we pushed out.
It was
of the
face
way.
down, you pushed it out of the way.
so
Huh? Those
Probably
are
need
my
to-
M&Ms.
as he's there perusing through the books, is there anything coming to Wraith, like information-wise? Is there anything immediately
There
useful or
There's
pertinent?
certain terminology used in the scribbles that you recognise as being a very Tevinter way of speaking.
Okay, but nothing that refers to warding or anything
There's
in the
lots of
basement or-
ramblings about various alchemical things from the books. You've looked through about maybe 4 or 5 of the books so far, or Ruth did, sorry. And from what you've sort of skimmed through, it very much just seems like this was someone obsessed with magic.
So as everybody's coming up, then Wraith just notes, well, it doesn't seem to be anything more than rambling in the books that we can access right now, but we should probably flip over that bookcase and find out what else they've got in their collection, so to speak.
Ruth's gonna should brandish the chain. We might want to look for some reference to this as well. It's admitting a similar cold feeling that you described earlier.
Wraith
I didn't-
gets close to it. Is it the same feeling, the same cold feeling?
Very strong cold feeling from the gem itself, yes.
Oh yes, it is very similar to what's down in that basement.
I think we need to narrow down our search. Maybe perhaps look for some reference to a necklace and the grave, and perhaps we'll find some clues.
There's another door, right? You said, like, going into another room, like in
Yes.
this hallway. So we haven't explored another room. So once we flip over so we drag the bookcase away, but we'll flip it over in a way that it now covers the chained up basement thingy if it's heavy enough. So
Yeah.
me and Manny will be doing that. And then I say if anyone wants to go check out the other room, we might find something in there while we do that.
Okay.
Wraith kind of looks expectantly at the thieves.
Yeah, we're all kind of just looking at the thieves.
We're just going.
You get to go into another room by yourself, unsupervised.
Juniper is already gone.
Right.
If you look around,
Is
she's
it-
just not there.
Okay.
There's a small,
Expected.
The
there's
door,
a small outline of a cat.
yeah,
Just like
a cat standing in a now open doorway. The door opens. It's a very small bedroom. It has a very small single bed. Has piles of very mouldy clothes on the floor. It has. It looks like they were clothes kept in a wardrobe or something, and they've been torn out, and a sort of. They've been spread enough that they're obviously been thrown around rather than like placed or left in piles or anything. And there's another door at the back. Oh, sorry, and there's a door to the right as well that seems to lead into the kitchen.
okay.
Can I roll awareness to see
Yep.
if there's anything of note?
You can roll awareness.
I think I'll plow to the rest of the gang saying that. Do you think like one of the inhabitants of this house are,
6.
the bones down there?
You
It's
Entirely possible. It could be an experiment gone wrong.
It
You-
could be an experiment or the master of the house. Or
you
both.
get quite obsessed by a sort of large, very fancy looking dress that looks incredibly out of place compared to everything else that's there.
It's got loose strings on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, corset
Lace.
strings. Yeah.
Laced.
Mm.
It's
Is there a
ripped to shreds. I'm sorry.
is there a table or like a study table sort deal
Uh,
there or something like
nothing
that.
in
Something
here.
with a drawer.
Nothing in here. There is a bedside table which has a small drawer in it.
I'd like to open the drawer and see if
Okay.
there's anything in.
There is a small book.
Ah, perfect. Open it, start flipping through it.
Yep. Again, it does have it's a very small, distinct script, and the last page basically seems to repeat over and over again the words. What did she think she was doing? She can't leave me. Death is not an escape.
Is it like a diary of like events?
It does seem to be more like a diary than the previous ones you've seen.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and like read. Obviously, I flip over to the last page and I'm like, this doesn't sound great. And then I flip to the front and see, like to the middle and see like if there's any kind of like entry of note.
Okay. The first page seems to discuss. Sorry, I've just changed something. The first page seems to mention things like I've arrived here in my grandfather's cabin from Tevinter. I will keep this as my research notes. I'm trying to find a cure for my sick wife.
Oh, okay. Then progress a few pages and see if there's anything weird that stands out. Like when I'm assuming this person like got more and more desperate, like as it goes on.
As the pages go on, the handwriting gets slightly more angled. As in, seems to be written slightly more scribbled rather than the usual neat handwriting it starts with. And it mentions things like, I tried this, she seemed to be getting better, and then she's got worse again. And then the last couple of pages before the end has just basically went to, she asked me to let her go, I can't do this.
I bring it out to everyone else and I just go like, it seems like we have a crazy person on our hands, and kind of recount the book to them, and I'm like, seems like notes from this guy's diary. He seems obsessed with curing a sickness. And apparently he didn't succeed.
No mention of the particular ailment?
I mean, you probably know diseases better. It's not my kind of cup of tea.
You glance.
Like,
you hand the book to Wraith. Wraith skims through it. He never mentions the actual sickness. He just refers to his wife as sick.
No mention at all of anything specific. How strange.
I mean, she could have contracted the blight. It is a possibility.
With the bookcase having been flipped over and them having been in the other room, Wraith has kind of looked over the spines of the books. Is there anything that's kind of jumped out as like there would be anything referencing medical conditions or anything like that?
There are two books at the bottom that you find that you look through. They look in a far neater handwriting than anything else, and they seem to be sort of medical research books. They seem to very much be talking about, the skeleton, the internal organs, what they all do, how they all react, what diseases affect them, and so on. Seems proper, someone training to be an actual healer would look through.
General biology, then.
Yep.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's nothing in the rest of these books that I've been able to discern that points to anything specific. How strange.
Is there anything in the diary that mentions the necklace?
No.
No.
Not in the diary, no.
The bed? Have you checked under the bed?
You have not checked under the bed.
I will check under
Dibs.
the bed.
Dibs.
Dibs. Alright. I go to check under the bed and I am beaten to the punch.
Okay. You look under the bed. There seems to be a small, kind of like a sort of keepsake box.
Also dibs.
Okay.
I hand it over to Jose and I'm like, do your magic, man.
Okay, it is locked, so roll lockpicking if you have it.
What is my lock picking?
It'll be your dex.
5.
All right, natural 20.
Oh,
Yes, you turn
smooth as a
the
woman's
key
lie.
one way. You hear a click, and then for some reason you have a desire to turn the key the opposite way. And as you turn the key the opposite way, there's another click. The box is open, but it seems to have opened another part of the box as well.
Hell yeah. What's inside?
Okay. The first, when you lift the box lid itself, you see a couple of small things, nothing really that valuable. A couple of small knickknacks and very cheap jewellery. And the second one, it seems to be a small hatch at the side. As you pull that out, you find a pair of rings.
Aww.
Do I have gloves? I do have leather gloves on, so I'm going to grab them.
Okay. You look at them. One of them on the inside says, "For Athena."
I'm going to say, guess wedding rings, probably?
They do look that
Either
style,
way.
yes.
Either way, I'm going to say, can you sense anything magical on these? Or are they just regular? To Ruth, I guess? Well, I guess any of you guys, really.
I can check for you, yep.
Okay. Roll your magic.
Mm. 14.
There's nothing magical about them, though. You do feel like there's something tied to this, but it doesn't feel magical.
Alright, well, they're going in my pockets. Ruby, did you say?
They are just two plain rings.
Plain rings.
Wedding.
They look like they're
or
made of gold. Yes.
goldish. Goldish wedding band times 2.
You said there was a door that was in the back of the room and then one leading to the kitchen.
Yep.
Can I open the door that's not leading to the kitchen and see
Yep.
if it goes anywhere?
You open that door. There's an immediate smell of iron.
Iron.
Right.
And I know
Lot of blood.
because my father was a person who used to make people disappear. It's very clearly the smell of blood. Can I kind of link that together?
Yep. You sort of peer around the door, and as you peer around the door, you see in front of you there seems to be an altar. With a book lying open on it. There are 3 lit candles, and there is a pool of blood on the floor.
Who lit the candles?
Blood magic.
I look at this and like take 2 seconds to take it in, and I go, guys.
Rafe
I'm
comes
gonna-
sliding in behind him.
I'm going to see if there's a ritual dagger or something.
All right.
It's stay away from the pool of blood and the book.
I've got gloves on, that's what they're for.
I go, well, you know.
Right,
I'm just
what am I rolling?
gonna start backing away from that because I'm like, nothing good can ever come of blood magic.
Do your awareness.
No.
Is it awareness
Yep.
or dex? To try and
Awareness.
find
For finding
awareness?
things is awareness.
Juniper is jumping on a bed surrounded by the confetti that was the dress.
Mm.
That's all she's been doing this whole time.
Ruth's
you-
just gonna like look out, shout for Wraith and be like, "Deventer! Like you should maybe see this, since your homeland consists of it."
He comes in behind the group and cranes over. Well, I suppose he doesn't have to crane that much because he's so lanky. So he just kind of looks into the room. Is the altar familiar? Is there like an obvious kind of motif going on here?
You've seen this kind of thing in books before, but you've not seen one in person.
And this is blood magic. Is it
Yes.
clearly blood
This
magic?
is
or-
very summoning a particular type of demon blood magic.
Well, beware! It looks like there's summoning afoot. They're trying to bring something into this world from the Fade.
That'll be.
What about,
Glad we didn't
what
go to
about,
the grave.
is there any corpse?
There's no
what's the
corpse,
status?
and Jose, from looking around trying to
all
find
blood.
things, has stood in the blood pool and is walking around leaving bloody footprints everywhere.
Jose, you fool! Get back out of here!
We're gonna...
Take off your shoes!
No!
I'm gonna...
Bare flesh against that blood. Who knows what'll happen?
There's just like too
very
much
true.
instruction going on at this moment.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and like scrape my feet against, shuffle my feet against the floor once I'm out of the blood puddle. As I come, just to be like,
Sorry,
fine.
Amy's reaction.
The mages are just going, no!
It's also like,
blood.
I
What's it gonna
believe
do?
you're like scraping it like, the people who are trying to get dog poop off their like feet, but don't
Yes,
have like
exactly.
don't have like, they just have the pavement, so they're just rubbing their shoes against it, trying to get it off.
Oh,
It's
what's the
ingraining it
worst
more
that
into the
blood can do?
shoes,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. It could control your mind. It could. You lose all sense of you could be sacrificed to a demon.
It's nice because like both the mages are like finally agreeing on that.
I think on magical terms, we're usually on the same page, but as soon as magical matters are resolved, it's like just straight back to it.
I mean,
So,
blood magic like is rampant in Winter, but it's not like mainstream kind of magic. But most magisters would know how to use blood magic or have used it. There are very few magisters that don't use it.
I'm here
Question.
for this
Not like
slow
this.
burn element.
Not like this time.
By the way,
Question: the candlesticks that are lit.
Yes.
How lit are they?
They are holding long, very dark red candles that seem to be lit. The candlesticks themselves do look valuable.
Are they actually burning or are they like frozen?
They are burning.
Okay.
and there's a
So
book
who lit
open on
them?
the altar.
Yes, there's a book open and a sort of small what's it called? The little sort of easel thing you have for books to be open on. Little sort of book easel.
Cradle.
Yes,
Cradle.
something like
how
that.
old the bunks
lectern.
downstairs were compared to this?
Yeah, how
Is
fresh is
apparently
the blood
not
like?
dried yet?
Yeah,
If I'm getting footprints in it, then it must be pretty
it's
fresh.
probably- Yeah.
It's not even coagulated yet, you know.
No.
Oh, this doesn't sound good.
Well, I'm gonna avoid as much of the bloody puddles as I can. And I'm gonna walk up to the book,
Okay.
mostly to see the mages have a heart attack more than anything. If I'm honest.
We'll just lit aghast at the
the
door.
mages are in the background hyperventilating.
Not for the fact that we are like prone to be possessed by demons more so than you are.
I think Wraith has probably stood a little bit agog with a mix of concern, but at the same time curiosity at what's about to happen. There's some part of him that's like, this could get interesting.
You could
Wait,
have our
so-
second death, and this character might only have lasted 2 sessions.
I
I could be the new Bellry.
You could be the new Belry.
have
Come
a
back, I miss you.
I have a very
Yes,
strange
Bellry.
thought at the moment. It's like, is the horse skull possessed by a demon?
No, it's a spirit. It's the spirit of the horse.
Is the spirit of the horse? Oh, thank God. Okay. Thank God. It's like, yeah, I'm just I'm right now at a distance which is considered outside of the splash zone of whatever's gonna happen here.
If Jose, because Jose's not likely, but still could, not likely to become possessed, he could like read what the book. Are you just gonna go and read it? Is that what you're gonna do?
I don't think I've got literacy. I
Yeah,
think I
I
was
don't
just
think
gonna go up to it and poke it with my sword.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just lulls.
Are you?
Okay.
So you're walking up to this book that's lying open. What are you wanting to do with it?
Well, first I wanna have a look at it before I do anything to it.
Okay.
Is it actually a book?
It is actually
does
a
it
book.
have
It has
writing in it?
It has lots of symbols and sort of very tidy small script. And it looks like it
can't
is
read.
written in a very deep crimson color rather than black.
It's written in blood.
I can't read. I don't have literacy. I have linguistics. But that's not the same thing. So I'm just gonna say, There's a load of crazy mage symbols written in blood and some writings. Standard mage stuff. You can have a look if you want. I'm not that interested, frankly. I'm going to go over to the candlesticks and wait for the mage's response before I do anything else.
Okay. What
You
is
know, when
the
you're sort of
collective?
like half
What's the collective mage response?
The
Ruth wants to burn the place.
Vincenzo has checked out in the sense that like I'm telling Manny to get the horses ready. We'll take our chances in the rain.
I kind of want us to like destroy the book and destroy this entire room.
At this point, Juniper's well ahead of you. It's a shredded mess.
Uh-huh. And then we just see Juniper like with Flint just going.
I want to know what this medallion thing, this necklace thing does though, because I'm.
There's a theme.
It could be like a frost protection thing, or it could be an offensive thing, or it could be linked to the grave because of the cold.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
It's holding the ward.
yeah, exactly, and I don't want to bring it to the grave either.
There's a
kind of
voice
thing.
from the other room going like, if you're gonna read it, read it. If you're not, just destroy it. Nothing good can come of this.
But Ruth's always like a man of like the written word, so he's like torn. He's like, oh.
I'm getting impatient at this point, so I'm going to grab the. How many candlesticks? Was it
There's
three?
three.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to grab the 3 candlesticks, cut out the candles without touching them because I suspect they're made of blood.
Okay.
And
Blood wax.
so I'm going to pick up the candlestick, cut off the candle, keep 1, keep 2, and then I can take a 3rd one and light the book on fire with the candle still lit.
I approve of this action.
You pick the first
And
one up.
then-
You pick the first one up. You slice through it. It drops and immediately goes out. You pick the second one up. You slice it. You drops. It immediately goes out. You pick the third one up and tilt it. Try and light the book. The candle immediately goes out, and suddenly next to you, there's a very attractive figure that just goes, "Thank you. You freed me. It's good that I finally have friends again. I've missed you." The rest of you are not hearing this at all. It's just Jose that's hearing this.
But is he like kind of reacting to somebody?
He seems to be looking at something like in the middle of the room, and the rest of you are all kind of going,
I walk into the room and I'm like, what's wrong with him?
Juniper, pick up on the heebie-jeebies.
I'm gonna say, are you a ghost?
"Oh no,
or are you real?
I'm real. I've been freed. It's great to see you again." And they look at you. You find this person weirdly attractive, like bizarrely so.
Jose, stop talking to whatever you're talking to and get over here.
I thought we were burning the book.
Burn it already. Let's go.
With what? The candle's gone out. I'm gonna pocket.
Can I
I'm gonna
cast?
cut off.
Heat on the bed.
Yes.
Heat on the bed.
You cast heat on the bed. The bed is starting to heat up. It's nice
Now
and
you have
warm.
A lovely warm bed.
Nice and warm bed. Yeah. At this
Juniper
point,
is hopping up and down going, dead man, fire, fire.
the figure turns to Jose and goes, "Do you not want to stay here with me? We could have a fantastic life together."
Hearing dead man, fire from the other room with the bed. Wraith kind of tries to gauge where Jose's eye line is and fires a fireball in that direction.
Okay. Roll.
Oh.
Roll. Just do a normal D20 roll. Let's see where this goes.
It's the pure D20.
It's like, this sounds like Grim all over again.
Oh no.
Right. You send a fireball, it just goes straight through and smacks the altar, and the altar catches fire. At this point, the figure turns to Jose and says, Your friends are very destructive. I might have to do something about them."
Is the book on the altar, which is now on fire?
Book is on the altar. The altar is now sort of burning, like the back of it is burning, so it's like almost a halo of fire behind it.
I'm gonna scowl at Wraith and say, "You missed the book, you numbnuts."
I'm gonna try and summon Mick and Mac
Okay.
and have them carry our friend Jose out immediately.
Right.
It's just kind of like
Carry me out. I'm coming.
They're-
I'm like,
they're-
oh, I'll tell you what.
the buttons
tell
have already been
the-
pressed. It's like,
I'll tell the ghost. Yeah, that's great and all, but why don't you come with us? Because there's not much here, and we're gonna run out of moldy tongues to eat very soon.
we are hearing him say all this, right?
Yes. You're hearing him talk. You're just not hearing anyone reply to him.
Yeah, it's danger button time. So like Mick and Mac
Root's
are
already
here.
noping out. He's like, nope, demon.
Well, if you want me to come with you, I can come with you. That's fine, but I need you to pick up the book.
That sounds like a bad idea. Actually, I have a better idea. Where's Mac or whatever?
Yeah. There, I have summoned them. I rolled
Yep,
a 24
you have
for
summoned
them
the
to go
exact
fetch
thing you wanted to summon, so yes, you have summoned them.
And I'm like,
I'm gonna
get him. It's like,
I'm gonna tell one of them. All right. Are they like trying to drag me along, or they're picking me up?
they're like jostling you away from the book as far as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna go with them, but point to the book and say, one of you needs to take that book. Do they listen to me or not?
Yeah, they'll probably will.
Okay,
But
so
if you want the book, I can tell one of them to go get the book. So Mick will probably go get the book.
Okay.
they pick up the book, and Jose and Mick and Mac leave the room. What are the rest of you doing?
Leaving.
Oh, why?
It's the
Why are
bed
we
on
taking
fire.
Oh, sorry. Is there any way we can kind of, like, as mages, like, this thing is in the room with us? Can we feel like, is it a creature of the Fade? Is there something that we can feel like
You-
a
you
presence?
definitely
Or are we
feel
just
that there's a
getting the sense that he's talking to something.
There's
right now?
definitely a presence, and you can tell by the fact that Jose keeps staring into space, like he's staring, looking at someone, and then responding to them, and then turning back again. You can tell that there's something talking to him.
This is unnatural. No.
Is the bed on fire?
The bed is heated up to the point that the mattress has caught fire. Yes, it's singeing slowly, and then it's actually caught fire.
I will. I'm gonna. I look at Mick and I'm like, and I gesture to chuck the book into the fire immediately.
Okay, you chuck the book into the fire. At this point, the figure looks at Jose and goes, "But love, why are you doing this? Don't you know this will cause problems?"
I'm gonna say, sorry, not my responsibility. They're not my summons. These guys just do kind of whatever they want. I'm kind of the same, kind of a free spirit. It's lovely to look at, but it wouldn't work out.
I like if this is being said as he's being dragged out in the room, so he's shouting it louder and louder.
The figure
Nice
seems to
meeting
stare
you,
at the.
but, yeah, sorry.
The figure seems to
Some other
stand
time.
staring at the book, which is now lying open at a different page as the fire is all around it.
Is the book actually being burnt, or is
No.
it just in the fire?
Just in the fire.
No.
Okay.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
no.
blow the ghost a kiss and let myself be jostled out by Mick and Mac.
Okay.
At this point, I'm like, Jose
it.
is compromised. It's like,
Freeze it,
Seems
bury
like
it.
something's seducing him.
It's a creature of desire, I believe.
The thing is, it may be a creature of desire. Oh, sorry, Tom speaking here. Hello, Tom speaking here.
Hello, Tom speaking.
Maybe a creature of desire, but I only really desire loot. See, if it had appeared to me as a gigantic pot of gold, now
Yeah.
maybe that would have worked.
yeah. It should have taken on.
Character falling in love with a mimic now.
That would definitely have worked.
Oh,
out, I think.
beautiful treasure chest. I love you.
It's just like hugging the treasure chest.
Lucky,
Give me the coins.
lucky for you, it was summoned
And
by
then
someone
it's a mimic.
else. Lucky for
Yeah.
you, it was summoned by someone else and not for you.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, it's nice and all, but no thanks.
Stood at the
So the-
threshold to the altar room. Wraith looks to Ruth and says, "We're going to have to do something about this demon. We can't leave it here to manifest."
I don't know how we're going to get rid of it, though. It's been pulled into our plane now, so we are going to have to fight it. And otherwise the book will probably... It's probably drawn enough energy now to shield the book. That's why it's not destroyed.
Stab the book with the thingy, and I point towards like where we kept the thing, the dagger, the arrowhead.
Ah, okay. I'll take out the...
Can I pull out that horrible, wicked, clearly blood-soaked knife that I got earlier?
Are we just gonna go and brandish this necklace towards where vaguely the demon is?
Exercise, yeah.
Exercise.
As they're all inside, Jose's outside with Mick and Mac, and it just shows us. So you don't want to be together then, friend? The rest of you
Is
are
he
all
still-
jostling inside, doing all this stuff, and it's just standing out next to him, watching this building slowly get consumed by fire.
Okay, it's not in this room then. Can we look out the window? Look out the
Can
window.
we
See
feel that?
Josie.
Then? Like, if we all take a second to like gather ourselves and be like, "Hang on, what are we going to do?" Can we all just feel that it's not in the room anymore? Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
If Jose doesn't reply to anything it says, then you don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Tell you what, I'm just gonna start pointing at it.
It's here, like it's here. It's like,
Just like, yeah.
Okay, Ruth's gonna wander up with
Are you
the...
casting magic, friend?
wander
No,
up with magic.
I'm just pointing at you because it's fun. It's a game we play.
Ah, I know this game. She just walks up and just taps you on the finger, then just disappears.
Oh, balls. Guys, a ghost has disappeared. I like my insistence on calling it a ghost.
now. So like,
Guys,
Are you
the ghost
possessed?
just tapped my finger and disappeared.
does Jose look okay?
Is he possessed?
Looks like
We
Jose.
won't know.
He just looks okay. Okay. I'm just like very suspicious at this point, and I'm like, well,
We're going to have to watch you.
the
like
house.
a hawk.
Are we standing outside like a burning house now? Just like,
One half of the house is on fire.
yeah. I'm like, Manny, get the cart. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still raining outside, so it's
I
sort
was
of...
about to say, it's still pushing with rain probably.
Yeah.
Was there not another building? that
There
we
was a
could
small
stay in?
stables that Tristan is in
Stables.
with this cart, looking very confused that you just all come running out of this building, and it's making the sort of crackling sound of being on fire.
Tristan's point of view, we're just a bunch of pyromaniacs. Like we keep walking out of buildings that are on fire, or like in states of like, you know, every time he looks at us, it's just like, why have you got a tub? Who's this elf?
Being a Grey Warden, would they know if Jose
No.
is possessed?
No.
Oh
No.
God.
We won't
mean-
know he's possessed unless
I mean,
the
let's
demon
be honest here.
manifests.
Let's be honest here. It might well be an improvement of character if I've been possessed.
I do like the fact that like you were attracted to this apparition, but at the same point you were still yourself. You were like, yeah, I attractive, yes, but not as attractive
Ooh.
as a chest of gold.
You get the aesthetic attraction, but not the rest.
Not the rest.
Asexual Jose confirmed.
Mm.
Ruth is so,
Listen, I've
so
got
on
too much
edge
gold
right
to worry about for that.
Ruth is so on
I'll
edge
be
around
honest.
you.
I'll be honest. I am kind of worried about it, but at the same time, I've got the 3 candles. Oh shit! I forgot to write them down. Actually, hang on. 3 candlesticks.
By the way, we are on the cart and like we are moving
Leaving.
away in the rain, regardless of how sick we'll
We're not
get
going to
from.
stay in the. We're not going to stay in the stables for a bit.
I
I
don't
just
want to be
need
anywhere near
to
this
know
weird house.
what's happening with the book.
The book was on the bed on fire.
Yeah, are you just leaving it there?
I think so. Like I don't want to run in and like grab the book and also there's like formaldehyde everywhere. And
Mhm.
is it not like a? Is it not? Like, yeah, it's quite flammable, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, those glass beakers are gonna just start popping.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, because they're in a sealed container, they
Yeah.
will go with quite a pop, won't they?
Yeah, and like, Vincenzo is like kind of getting all kinds of flashbacks to like people whose businesses met with an unfortunate accident through none of like his actual work, but like he knows that like everyone get on the cart. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
It's like,
Tropes.
Wait.
What's
Ruth's just like
There you go.
looking at. Ruth's just
I hope we
looking
don't need
at.
that book.
Ruth's just looking at Jose like he's like, I'm staying as far away from you as possible, and watching you like a hawk until we find a Templar.
I'm going to say something along the lines of, I really hope we don't need that book to get whatever this thing is out of me. I'm gonna sit in the corner of the cart and just sort of mope.
Cool. I just need to know what's happening with the necklace with the thing on it.
Ruth has it.
Okay, so you got it with
So-
you.
Yeah,
In the shoe?
in the shoe.
In the shoe?
Yeah, it's a
in one of
bunny
Manny's.
shoe.
Ah, right. Okay.
Manny has only one shoe on at the moment.
Jennifer nicked
Full
one.
sword.
Yeah.
We
Hey, look,
appropriated it to hold potentially hostile magical item.
It's the fact that like I would not go back inside for the book. Even like for me, it's like the book went into the flames. That's it. It's gone. It's object permanence for me. Like it's gone.
Wraith is kind of just going with the flow. He's been flying by the seat of his pants, being the fish out of water that he already was, and the kind of vibe of the group is like, we're going. He's like, oh, well, I guess so, and it's just on the back of the car with them on that basis.
We do keep the diary though.
Do you keep the diary?
is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like that might be an important thing.
I like to think Juniper is sitting like right at the back of the coach with the dagger like still in hand, just dead staring Jose.
It's just not comfortable at all.
Oh god.
Everybody's on edge. Ruth's just like, oh god, maker, creators even. We're gonna have to find a Templar. Just to give you a check.
A check, you say?
I'm not against the idea for several reasons.
Yeah.
Templars means temples, which means artifacts, which means ka-ching.
Um,
Interesting way of looking at it.
the other option is that they find that you are possessed and they murder you.
Well, if nothing else, it confirms that he's not possessed because he's still thinking like Jose would think.
Demons are tricky.
Now,
At this point, over Jose's left shoulder, he just hears the, "You do know if you just killed them, you could keep all the loot for yourself."
Oh god.
I was gonna say, I do like the duality of the robbing hobo trope that we have. You steal all the shinies. I take everything pointy and vaguely useful and kind of fun to play with and random socks. Anything.
What exactly
really.
were her words? I'm gonna say her.
Yeah.
She
What was
said
her words exactly again?
her words exactly were, "You do know if you just killed them, you could keep all the loot for yourself."
Okay, so I'm going to say, guys, I can still hear the voice from just over my shoulder, so that's not great. And then I'm gonna turn as if I'm talking over my shoulder, as if like she sat on my shoulder like a parrot. I'm gonna say, yes, but I could take all the loot anyway. Who cares about killing people when you can just take their stuff?
I
Then
thought
they'll
you
get more
liked
stuff
killing.
if
I
you
mean,
take
the
it.
screams. The screams are so hypnotic.
Putting two and
No.
two together on what he's just said context-wise, Wraith looks at the others and says, voting on tying Jose up for the night.
Hi.
I'm gonna turn and say to the parrot and say, no, screams are not hypnotic. They are loud, noisy, and draw attention. If you can't behave, I will start to be sad.
Oh, I love
Fuck off
this.
and shut up.
I love how like the spirit is like kill everyone, and Jose is like, what's the point?
Practical concerns. Come on now.
The spirit is just like, why did I have to pick him? Why did I have to pick like Manny? It's like
Manny would have done everything.
Manny would have done. He would be murdering us right now.
To be honest, it shows that he's got good willpower against
Yeah.
the demon, so
Exactly. So
it's a little bit of comfort.
Stubborn-headed,
Needlessly,
just thief.
unnecessarily, annoyingly fickle, basically, the entire time.
I'm like I'm the voice. I would like to like raise my hand. It's like I don't want to tie him up, but we can keep an eye on him. And Jose, tell us if like it says something really fucking weird or you start to feel differently. Okay.
He's not going to
raise
tell
my-
us.
I'm just gonna raise my eyebrows at the first part of that sentence, and then just sort of nod and shrug my shoulders for the second part. Like, yeah.
We're just gonna keep an eye on him. That's all.
At
We've
the-
been doing a
At
good
this,
job.
at this point, the demon
you
just
trust
whispers it to Jose, going, "You do know those mages? They call you names, like the dirty thief."
Yeah, I know they call me the dirty thief. That's because, strangely enough, I am a dirty thief. That's, you know, who I am.
Jose's secret power is self-awareness.
Like,
He
yeah,
knows,
I
he
know
knows
they
exactly
call me
who he is and his place in the world, and nothing can shake him. It's like,
Fully actualized.
It's true. It's very true. I mean, I may not be a good person, but I know what kind of a person I am.
the most well-adjusted thief in all of our region.
Mm.
It's like,
I love it.
So flat.
All
no,
right.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on him and just like see if, for example, if he turns paler or like his eyes start to go black.
Or like, you know, starts considering killing people,
yeah,
starts considering not stealing things. That sort of
Starts
thing.
physically changing into a creature.
Yeah. If I
Half
start
noise,
morphing,
perhaps.
then I've got to be in real trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I'm currently wondering how I've got all the things I've got on me.
We have a
Where am I
cart.
fitting everything?
but you have,
We
like,
have a
staff.
cart.
Yeah, but I don't trust you buggers to keep your hands off my stuff.
Yeah. You are like now bristling with like gold and like candlestick.
I've got the goblet under one arm. The artwork is like placed like sort of unrolled and like on my back. Like my back is like the
like a cape.
the small silver necklace is around my neck. The fine writing set is I've probably tied that with the belt to my belly. The shavings are still tucked into like the lining of my tunic. The wedding bands I've put in a small pouch as with my coins, and the 3 candlesticks. Oh bloody hell! I've got shoes, not boots.
On that note, did you take the chain with you?
I know.
Did you take the
No,
big chain with you?
far too heavy for me. Far too heavy.
Yeah, I think
I
we
think,
left the
did we
chain.
not give it to Manny and Manny took it to the cart?
Okay.
No. We
No?
we chained up the basement and then
Oh,
put
yeah.
All right.
everything over it.
Dangling into the wall.
I'm gonna tie the 3 candlesticks together with the shoelace and tie it to my belt.
Okay.
I'm just gonna offer a suggestion to Jose that if he wouldn't mind letting us keep his daggers, if that's okay.
I have a dagger. I've got brass knuckles.
Just
I've got
like
a short sword as well, but
Yeah.
I can keep that sheathed and locked.
I just hand it over. It'll be. I think everyone will sleep much easier thinking if you don't have weapons. He could
You
just.
don't.
stand up.
You do. Yeah. This is like I was just about to say that.
But on a level of like pain, I prefer not being stabbed, strangling. You know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I just love the idea from the left shoulder of Jose again. There's a, they think you need weapons to kill them. Show them better, my love.
I am not your love. It was a one-time thing. If that.
I love
And
this.
of course,
I love the fact that
and
this
of
demon
course
is
I
just.
could kill them with my bare hands if they, lied still and didn't do anything about it. You can kill people with basically anything if they lie still and don't do anything about it. Like a puddle.
I'd like to call another vote.
Can I call on getting a
I'd like to
ghost?
put him under the bath, please.
Cabbage, you've been outvoted. We're binding his hands.
Oh,
I look
actually,
I look at Jose and just go. I don't know. It's like,
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow and say, "Well, you tried," and then I'm gonna say, "All right, don't tie me up. Just put me under the bath and sit on it."
All right. Well,
that makes sense.
as you tie up Jose, and the
We
cart
don't
rolls
tie-
on
don't tie me up.
as the
We
rain
just shove him
continues,
under the tub.
or put him in the tub and the cart rolls on. That shall do us for this week.
I like the idea that secretly I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I'm out the rain now, nerds."
Okay, we got there in the end.
If the demon has like access to Jose's thoughts at the moment, they must be going, what the fuck do I do with this? This
How do
guy.
I interact with it? How do I find the trick? There is no trick.
I like to think when Juniper takes her cloak off that night, it just clunks to the bottom of the from the weight of
I
how many
bet.
knives and like random knickknacks you just put in there.
I've learned through many times not to like reach for like her cloak because there's pointy stuff on it.
Yeah, but you have definitely nicked your hand on some
Yeah, like-
various things in there.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like at work because I've got to use tweezers sometimes because some of the bloody components are actually tiny, and I keep putting my tweezers in my pocket, and then needing them like 10 minutes later, reaching into my pocket to grab them, get stabbed in the finger by these bloody tweezers.
Yeah, this is a bad little.
You.
So we're taking a spirit to the port where all the Grey Wardens live. That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna be like, yeah. can
We're
you
gonna have
please
to find a
get rid of this
Templar
really
so
stupid-
fast.
It's a really
But they've got somebody in
stupid
camp.
ghost as well.
It's depending on how bad it is. He might need a whole
The deluxe package.
exorcism ritual from like a group of mages. So we might still all have to be involved in helping save his life.
I just started to get to
If
life.
he doesn't, exactly.
On the plus side, it shouldn't be too hard to find people to do it because we've got a lot of stuff that I can sell.
It's not so much
Or
finding people to do it. It's finding enough lyrium as well to help fuel it.
Oh boy.
Let's hope
You
Grey
need,
Wolf-
you need mages and you need lyrium.
Anything can be bought for the right
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
money.
I'm probably yeah.
So I'm
That's
assuming.
Fine
Probably
writing
definitely
set.
people. I'm sure
So
we'll get some
I'm
lyrium.
assuming we are like telling Tristan a report about what happened.
Yeah, and
There's a lot of like, you did what now?
depending
You
if
found what?
back is back next week, we will get responses from what they thought of everything that happened.
I will send her a brief summary anyway.
Yeah,
We
if
found
not,
a
I'll,
blood.
if not, I'll ask if she can just send me what
I like the idea
what she
that
thought.
I'm just interjecting every so often through the plug hole,
Yeah.
you know, because I can pull the plug out, the plug hole down into the bathtub where I am.
Yeah.
Plug down?
But then you're gonna. Oh no, you're
Then
not
you
gonna.
let the water in, yeah.
Well, a little bit of water in, yeah, but it's not like the floor is perfectly sealed. It's a rough wooden cut. There's a lot of gaps.
If Wraith and Ruth are sat on top of this, then chances are you're going to be kind of that hole's going to be blocked up by somebody.
Yeah,
Well, you
maybe.
feel a little bit of weird vibration and be like, oh, what's going on?
Hello, it's me, the spooky ghost. It's just every so often you'll just be like hearing a muffled
Muffled
"No,
conversation
that's
going
not
on,
how
yeah.
This works.
Every so often you just hear this
like-
muffled conversation and you're just like, and Jose going, no, no, I'm not
First-
going to
first
kill
off,
them.
No.
I don't think
You
any
really
of us
don't
are
get the
sleeping.
concept of thievery.
I don't think any of us are sleeping that night.
No.
Especially since we're trundling down a car.
Juniper
With
has
a- with a
100% gotten her sleep, and she is
Yeah, yeah.
held up on top of you.
Yeah, I mean
Just a
that's
fuzzy
yeah,
wuzzy ball on your legs.
yeah. There is definitely going to be a point where I'm just going, just like nodding off, but like
Yeah.
trying to stay away.
I could just imagine just like, I don't know, it's late at night, and you just like, you're all here just like, oh, for God's sake, would you shut up? I'm trying to sleep.
No wonder the ghost
Dead
is so
cabbage.
like.
I did this morning because that little nightmare did exactly that all night on my
No,
legs.
Oh no.
This
I
nightmare
could
would
not
do
feel
that if I
sheep.
let him sleep in the same room as me.
I have one room.
I love
Yeah.
the face. Can you raise him to the camera again? Because the face is so good.
Oh, he has the most sleepy face sometimes. But he just goes back to sleep since I put him back down.
Your cat is so chill, and then I live with this.
Oh no, he's not. He shouts all the rest of the time. But when he wants to be chill, he's very chill.
How old is Jennifer though? Like not in-game Jennifer, but actual Jennifer. How old
11
is?
months.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, just
This
baby.
is
Yeah,
9.
just all go all the time, steals everything that I own,
Yeah.
loves money in particular. Like crackly notes, she runs off with them. And I can't find them again.
Right.
I need that.
So before we
My
has anyone got
friends
anything
on
else they want to
M&Ms
add
throughout the
before
whole
we
thing.
wind up for today?
Yeah,
again.
when am I going to be able to find a fence? Because my wealth box is actually running out of room.
You will find
It's
one.
run out of room.
You will find one hopefully when you reach the port town, which will either be next week or the week after, depending if I have to write something different or not.
All right.
Do we have
Thank
a
you very
map
much.
of
Do you have a
the
what, sorry?
place? Do we have a map of the place, or
Oh,
like do we have a map that we're following to
What are you
get to
doing?
the place? Are we following signboards, kind of thing?
you're kind of following a rough, like, easterly direction.
Can I just make notes about any kind of landmarks in the area so that I know where this house is if
Yeah.
we have to eventually tell someone to come here and do something?
Yeah, that's fine.
I will make notes of the house. I also
Alright.
have the diary of that madman, and maybe like we can have someone take a look at it who's better at deciphering it.
Yeah, okay. He can do that. So, yeah, on that note then, we'll wind up Dark Tide for this week. It is slightly shorter than normal, but that is the whole point of Dark Tide. It is podcast length of around about 2 hours. So thank you very much to the cast. Our next streams will be, I think tomorrow we have Verlaston.
Yes,
That'll be
it is
more
last week.
RPG goodness for you all, which will be with Mr. Greg as the DM. And then on Tuesday we have Bar Trauma and more horror. Thursday we have more horror. And Friday we'll have more Deep Rock Galactic and Phasmo. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the stream today. I hope you all enjoyed. You all take care. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. And we shall see you all hopefully tomorrow for Everlasting. So yeah,
Bye, everyone.
everyone take care. And we will see you soon.
Bye.
Good night.
Oh, boy.
Bye.